This is a melody.
Baby, welcome to the party. I'm off the Myers and the lean. That's why I'm over retarded. Baby, welcome to the party. I hit the boy up and then I go skating a Rari. Baby, welcome to the party. Bitch, I'm a thot. Get me lit. Gun on my head. One in the head. Send in the clip.
Titty.
Baby, don't trip.
Big ass motherfucking titty.
I get your body. Next day
This shit's so wild, unfortunate, bro.
Nigga, Dre just caught a body. And this one
Yeah, like that shit just.
Killed out here, right?
Yeah, that shit was That shit was wild. Like it just, yeah.
Oh yeah, California people, they see opportunity, they will seize the moment.
Yeah, that shit was just like, it was just like wildly. I mean, it's all like wild abrupt, but yeah, I remember like my sister texted me with that. First and foremost, it was Eve texted me, and I thought it was like, you know, like you always be just like, damn, like nigga again, like another one, like fuck, like give me like a week. I feel like every other day
Somebody dies.
somebody is like out of here, especially with hip hop, like.
Somebody just died from somebody else.
Bro, hip hop is wild. It made like I saw this interview off of it. Wait, let me back up. How was your week? Because like, you know, we starting off a little heavy, and I want to cover the good shit first.
I studied all day. That's really it.
Niggas is studious. Yeah, I can't complain. Like I had a pretty straight week. Clearly this news was pretty like I wasn't even like a really like big fan. Like I had just downloaded I think like two of his mixtapes, and I was kind of like getting on
Dropped the
because
album too, right? Like
something like that. But yeah, like I was literally like, it was kind of like a crazy coincidence because I had just, I think last week had like a conversation about him, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot because like clearly you heard the song everywhere. I was like straight,
Yeah.
and I was just like, damn nigga, like just fucking
Quick. He just came out. He just blew up.
he was that was what you said. What everybody was saying their thing like he was just getting started. And
Yeah. I really didn't get that to him, like into him, because I couldn't get over his voice really. But I mean, he seemed like a cool person, so I feel bad for anybody to get killed for really nothing.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's weird being like a celebrity, and like I said, definitely like the hip hop shit. I saw
You can't do shit.
yeah, I saw Jim Jones. There was a Jim Jones interview, and he said some shit like, you know, being I get where he was going with. He was like, being a hip hop artist is like the most dangerous job out here. It's the most dangerous job ever. Yeah, he's like, it's like being in
A war?
yeah, and I was like, yeah, but also like, relax. Like I remember watching, what's that fucking show? It was some show where the 18 wheeler niggas was like driving through ice. I was like, that's clearly that job's scary as fuck. Like them niggas die like every other week. But I see what he meant. Yeah, I see what he meant by it. But like, I don't know. I don't know how to like that just makes it. I don't know. It's always like weird how celebrities like have to move. But yeah, bro, it's like, damn, nigga, like, because I think which is really fucking crafty, and it's weird because it almost makes it like you have to really, really think 700 different ways about how you move.
Yeah.
Because those like posts about it, and how, like, I guess how they might have got to him is like he made a post online.
And he had a gang of pictures he was taking.
And they were like, oh, we know where that's at. I'm like, fuck, man, you can't even like, you can't even be like a, I don't know, an interactive motherfucker. I don't know. It's
you
just
can't do none of that. I would, if I was famous, I wouldn't put no pictures of where I'm at. I ain't bringing nobody to my hotels unless I'm at like I just.
Yeah, you have to.
And they probably only got like $15,000, and they blew that real quick.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah, it's just.
Didn't he get caught already? The guy.
I would imagine.
Like it wasn't even worth it.
Yeah, it's just it's I don't know. It's just crazy as fuck out here, like, and just trying to figure out like you said, like how somebody moves as a celebrity, like as you're in a career where you have to interact with people and be entertaining and shit. And but it's like, fuck, nigga, I ain't trying to get robbed and shot in this motherfucker trying to entertain y'all shit.
I don't even know this motherfucker that killed me. I do feel bad for bro. I do. He was 20, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he look older than me. I ain't gonna lie, he did. I was like 20. He 20. I'm like, damn, he got me beat.
Yeah, I don't know, like, bro clearly has like lived life. But it's just like,
you
yeah,
definitely did.
I don't know. It's got to be some way to like try to
Nah.
separate. I don't know, separate that the shit that you
Only
like.
in rap, only in rap, and R&B too nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I know
You do
with
pop, you good.
I know with rap and hip hop, like you have to be authentic and like in how you come across the people in your art and your music and stuff. But it's like shit, bro. It's got to be some weird way to leave that shit at the door. Cause it just like, it seemed like niggas just be sitting there waiting for a nigga, and it's like, hey, like he's getting on. He could possibly, like, niggas really think super short term. It's like he possibly could have really, done a ton of different things for his neighbor. But niggas like, no, I need to get this right now.
I need that 15.
Yeah, I need this 15 fucking racks.
I'm about to go.
Yo.
Plus my tax money. I'm about to.
If I see another tax fucking meme,
I'm about to get my money up.
Man, is everybody and their mom up here with the tax shit?
Yeah, I don't even care about that. Even though I got my.
Ray said, I don't care. I paid now.
I'm about to go out and go get my money driving. So
everybody finna be up here. All these. I remember in school, you used to know when that shit like hit, when refunds hit, like niggas would show up and it'd be like, all of a sudden your Crown Vic got 24s in the sound system and shit. Like, oh, money dropped. Oh, niggas paid now. Niggas paid now. There it is.
Nobody saved nothing out of that. Nobody ever saved that money.
Yeah, it'd be like,
nobody.
Fuck no.
And they spent all that. And it'd be like, nigga, right back down, broke.
Yeah, like I don't know that short term.
Gotta live a little bit.
Yeah, that short term mentality is, I don't know. That shit has to be fucking
one of the greatest feelings in the world.
No, that shit has to be fixed and turned the fuck around. That is a terrible feeling, and that is probably one of the top 5 reasons niggas fucked up out here just as a group. Type of shit right there.
Instead of you getting that money and like doing something special, you gonna go buy some clothes. I know because I did it, so I ain't really tripping.
Yeah, I mean, like it's nothing wrong with kind of like, taking care of yourself and like splurging, but it's just as a group, like thinking just a little broader, because niggas think right now.
Get some polo.
Yeah, just a little, it's ain't wrong. Put a little bit of that in your pocket. Maybe don't fucking rob somebody who ain't got. Yeah,
15,000.
It was. I don't really have like any way to go around that. I just wanted to say, rest in peace, Pop Smoke, because that shit was just really.
R.I.P.
Yeah, that one. There's been a couple deaths. Clearly over the past couple like years or so, there's been like a kick in the balls, but that one just was so like he's 20, like, you know what I'm saying, like he's
random. I didn't see it coming.
No, like that shit was like.
I don't even think he had beef with nobody. I don't even think he did anything.
Nah, bro, that shit was just wild, unfortunate, and it's a trip like really on the hinge of like
California.
Your song is blown up. This, that, and the third. Like that shit was whack.
Yeah, it should never came out here.
No, I mean, you got to come out here for like,
I mean, you got to come out here in New York and I want to say Florida. You got to come to the markets and stuff. It's just, I don't know. I don't even know, because there was some other like back and forth horse shit that I saw like between one of his homies and like Blueface. I don't really feel like touching on anything super negative, but I think maybe I want to say I think bro probably has a reputation now of saying things in like a negative light. Blueface. But I think what he said wasn't, because I read what he said. It wasn't like disrespectful or nothing.
No, he was saying like, kind of the rules out here. Like it's really hard to move out here and to come out here as an artist, to somebody who's got something going for him. You really have to. Yeah. I mean, you have to know basically
security guard.
Yeah, basically even wherever you go, you just have to know the lay of the land, and you have to have. People around, just not even like on no check-in type shit. It's just for your fucking safety. Yeah. You need to have like, okay, I need to understand if I'm going to Detroit, if I'm going to New York, if I'm going to Florida, if I'm going wherever, I need to know how to move out here instead of just going, oh yeah, I'm out here and I'm rich, so I'm going to go. You're robbed.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie, like, either you're a rapper, singer, R&B singer, I'm saying R&B singer, or a comedian. Even the comedian getting robbed now. Like it's like it's like no end to this shit. Like no end, zero. Now if you do like pop music, nobody care about you, and you make a lot of money too, but nobody care about you.
I think. Well. Yeah, I think people just kind of. What's that thing like? You kind of fuck with who's in your environment. So I think niggas like, if you are like you robbing ass nigga. Like you focused on motherfuckers who you know where like you might not even clock a fucking Ed Sheeran or whatever because you don't listen to that, but you know. And then like like with hip hop and everything, like it's very like a flamboyant culture, so it's all the chains and this and that, and niggas get caught up in the bullshit, which is really really. I don't know, it's just really fucking unfortunate. Because hip hop used to be like, this big for us culture and shit.
Yeah.
And then that.
Like, they'll have beef with each other and that was it. Now you got beef with a whole damn city. You don't even know nobody in the city.
Yeah, I don't know. It just, shit's taking like a left. That's all. I just think there just has to be a bit of, how do I say it? Maybe like a transition or just an appreciation, I guess, of like,
the artist?
Yeah, and like the art form to have more substance. Because not to say like nobody deserves that, but if you are kind of, there's a difference I think sometimes between like NWA and Ice Cube, and back then it was like we're telling our story. I'm not necessarily glorifying this. I'm telling my story. Yeah. And they were niggas who like had just weeks ago was in the shit. Now we out of it. We telling our story. We don't see representation of ourselves. And then, but even them, you see them, other artists like progress. Like I'm not like a fucking who else, like a Hove or like T.I. Like it might be like I'm still with the shits, but like my art now is about buying fucking this. And Rick Ross talks about, owning shit. And clearly Nip talked about that shit. Niggas just really keep talking about, I robbed a motherfucker. You're a millionaire. Like you haven't robbed shit in 15 years. Like you haven't robbed and you've been paying.
Why would you even care?
You've been leaving tips and everything. You've been paying top dollar. It's perfectly fine.
You pay taxes.
Yeah, I just think sometimes you have to kind of change that type of narrative because it starts to, and I'd say this is not justifying. It does not make anybody like that, anything like that should happen to them, but it can kind of feel like bring that energy a little bit. After a while, bro, like you gotta change. Nobody's trying to fucking run down on J. Cole.
No,
like you know what I mean. Like
you're right, they love J. Cole. Everybody loves
yeah,
J. Cole.
it just after a while you gotta stop.
They'll run down on Kendrick though. I think they would.
I don't know.
Kendrick more with the shits than J. Cole. J. Cole.
Like I think like Kendrick's might be like I think Kendrick might be with the shit. I don't think anybody like not with defending themselves.
Yeah.
But still Kendrick's like subject matter, it would still be like if I'm using this like little analogy of what you put out, it's kind of you might bring the rah-rah shit. Kendrick don't make rah-rah shit music. Kendrick make like
you got the DNA song. That's kind of like a little.
But that's not like, but like the content of that still is like, I've got loyalty and royalty. Like I'm empowered, nigga. We black as a motherfucker.
I don't know. I feel like J. Cole and him really on the same boat, really. Wait, this is Kendrick would definitely tell you from Compton, and that's probably why the only reason why I say people will try, cause J. Cole from, where he from again?
Like we don't have the fucking internet right in front of us, but I want to say like. Carolina?
Yeah, Carolina. Like we don't even care about that.
Well, no, I don't know if it necessarily. I mean, I don't know, because they doing some shit now. It's him, and they don't have a bunch, but they got big motherfuckers like him and the baby.
The baby, yeah. That's
so
right.
like,
he's really with the shit.
Is Rennie Rucci from there?
Who?
She's not like huge, but she's bubbling.
Rucci, not she's from Atlanta.
Rennie Rucci is? Oh, then I might be fucking up then.
I might be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I always see her like post a lot of like shit about she's in that particular area. But either way, I think with Kendrick and Cole, it's just like, not to say anybody's above, somebody trying to hit a lick on you or some shit like that, but it'd be like you can see if I'm a robbing nigga, I'm gonna sit next to my other robbing nigga like. You gonna rob the niggas that's talking about empowerment? Like, really? We got 47 niggas with Lil in front of their name, and all they talk about is chains and bullshit. Like, we could easily get them in it, and nobody would feel bad. Like,
but the Littles, okay. Yeah, you're right. If I could get them, like,
yeah, like like it's a new Lil every day, and clearly, I'm starting to think now that they got chains for rent because them niggas just everybody blinging and shit. Like, so
hold the little fake diamonds up. I feel like most of that stuff they got is fake. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
Where you at, all y'all.
I don't know. I know if you were rich, you probably could you could tell the difference. I don't know. I don't be around a lot of so-called fake rappers, but I know like this week went to Tory Lanez had some shit on Thursday. I was outside a little bit, so His shit though, I ain't even gonna lie. Like he was up there. He brought out like T-Pain. I was like, oh wow, that's that jewelry there. That's rich nigga jewelry. Because I'm like, huh?
Talking about T-Pain
And fucking Tory. I was like, oh, because you could just that shit shine different. So I'm like, yeah, I'm like, oh no, them niggas got like every like to see. I realize like when you hear it in songs, it's one thing, but like to see that shit up close and personal, I was like, oh, that's why they describe it like that in songs because that's really.
What it is.
That's disrespectfully. That's blinding. You could put that up. That's okay. We don't need that. I did actually. I thought about you while we was at the fucking concert because I want to preface this with I'm a peace loving. I am a very kind, loving
person,
individual. I like hugs and flowers and shit.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
So. Yeah, so we're at the event and I've had a little bit to drink.
Okay.
And it's good, it's funny, it's it's Tory.
Yeah.
Tory is amazing. Great. So we sitting there and it's good times. It's dancing, it's a fucking vibe. And there's two individuals in front of us, two dudes.
Oh shit.
And it's just, like personal space matters.
Yeah.
Everybody needs, your personal space. So I look up because we sitting there and like I look up and like they a little close and definitely closer to her. Okay. So it's just a little love tap like, hey, you're in the person. Hey, excuse me. Hey, I still can't really hear shit, but I'm just looking like, okay, this is good. This is fine. It's a little tap.
Yeah.
All right,
back,
cool.
Get out the way.
He kind of looked irritated, but I'm like, all right, sir, we could take a little irritated face. That's fine. A little irritated face. Yeah. Another tap because he just didn't move. Yeah. Then it was a turnaround. And the turnaround just was a lot of aggression in his face. And I'm seeing a lot of mannerisms, seeing hand moves. And it was like, finger snap. Like, he was really, he was in it. And I was like, what the fuck?
What you mean finger snap?
Like, it was just like, like you did. I'm like, and still, now, just hold that because, just hold that thought. Because I didn't, and I still, as I'm looking at this, all I'm registering is, why these two niggas talking to her like that? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, then this other little nigga walk up, and he was like, face moving, and like, his head was moving and shit. I'm like, oh, and nigga, right then, I swear on everything. Oh, you gonna keep talking shit? Like, when I say that shit rung off in my motherfucking ear, oh, these niggas is really gonna keep talking shit. She didn't set her point, nigga. Like, she's up here really like an adult. Hey, and like, I swear.
It was like, fuck that.
It was two things. Oh, you gonna keep talking shit. But then I realized that I'm like a bit of an old person. Yeah. Because younger me, like 20-year-old me would have been like, let's stick everybody. Yeah. But my first thought was,
walk away.
Hold on, nope. That nigga said you need to, and I was just like, yeah, just grab it. It just fits so good. Like he was talking and it was just, look at that. It just, my hand cupped around, it cupped around his throat. Just so like, you're doing a lot. Young, like, it just felt very young man. Like, young man, you need to. Out. Here's where I clearly don't appreciate, like, I'm not 6'8" or anything, but I clearly don't really regulate that I'm not like 150 pounds. Because when I say, nigga, like, everybody shut down. People are watching this interaction. It's two human beings. Yeah. When I say, nigga, it was just hands started hey, everybody's hands on me. I know those hands. Yeah. But I'm like, who the fuck is this touching me? Oh, nigga, a white man jumped. Hey, bro, please don't mess up the night. It's fine. I'm like, why are you looking at me? I feel really impressed. You talked to them two motherfuckers over there. And here's where I knew I fucked up. And I was like, wow, they finna get me for a hate crime. The other nigga grabbed him like he had just been molested. Like, oh my God, are you okay? And nigga, that's exactly when it went, boop, these niggas is gay. Dog, it didn't register to then that I had just almost beat the shit out of two gay men in the middle of the fucking Palladium. And I'm like, oh, I'm finna go to jail and I'm finna have a hate crime. I was going to beat them up because they were being rude
to your girl.
Yes, but I'm like, oh, I was finna, like, it was just
crazy because it's like, that's fucked because you
nigga,
can't touch them.
I was just like, wow, what an evening. What an evening this would have been.
Disrespectful people. They're very disrespectful people.
Like, I don't even think, and here's the thing, like, the more, as I played it back in my mind, all of the thoughts that I thought were going to happen were probably nowhere on the table. I'm like, these two niggas are getting aggressive. I know what happens when niggas get aggressive. We fight. Them niggas was really just talking shit. I could have easily just been like, you need to stop. I was like, throw them all, punch this one, throw that. It was fucking.
Yeah, were they white, black,
Both. They were Mexican.
I don't know, man. I ain't never seen a Mexican one.
You what? Like you?
I swear to God, I ain't never seen it. I only seen black and white.
Before today,
And
Verge just figured out that there are Mexican people who are gay.
I know,
So,
but I've never seen it. It's like a rare animal.
The more you know. Star just flew across his head, and it was gay.
Yeah,
But,
disrespectful people, man. Y'all have no respect for nobody, but y'all.
I'm not gonna agree with that. I just think we
Why
had
not?
I
Why
think
not?
like I've known too many gay people that are dope, nice people, very kind,
But
and
a lot of them get disrespectful. They do get like to that point, like
I would say I know this was like a complete. This might be the most wild misunderstanding I've ever had, because when I say nigga, I've read the entire room wrong. I was like, these are two aggressive men.
Yeah.
They're talking shit to her. They're gonna like fight things.
They shouldn't even talk shit to like a girl.
Man,
Still.
and here's the crazy part. This is where like liquor and shit is powerful. Like it's loud. I swear I didn't hear no words. She knows the whole dialogue. When I say I didn't hear nobody say shit, I just saw too many faces and hand. They talking shit. Like that's it. That was my whole mindset. Like, all right, well,
what happened to the little guy? He left.
Man, look, after that,
He
like,
said, "Fuck this."
and here's the thing, like, it was such a weird collection of emotions, because while people was doing this touching shit, I realized, like, I never let him go.
Damn.
I wasn't even really, like, focused. I was so focused on why y'all keep tapping me like something happened. But I realized later, I was like, I never let him go until, like, I came back. I was like, oh, shit, my bad. Just stop talking shit. I don't want to fight. I just want you to know, like, little boy, stop talking shit. That's all.
Yeah, well, he's with them, huh? He was all three of them together.
Something.
Yeah,
But,
okay.
I mean, another news, shout out to Tory Lanez. He gave an amazing show. And, you know.
T-Pain did the shit probably too.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. T-Pain, it was a trip, because he brought out, like, mad motherfuckers at the fucking, it was Tory shit, but, like, Snoop came out, Rich Kid came out, Danny Lay came out, fucking T-Pain came out. Christoph.
He got that from move from Drake.
Oh, what? Like, did Drake originate bringing niggas out?
like the way Drake would go to a city and like he would bring out the main star.
I mean, that makes sense, but also if I'm Tory Lanez and like half my album is filled with like some of the best collaborations, like
That's
it may like you can't. He almost can't perform a place and not have 3 or 4 of them come out.
I forgot he dropped that album.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah, he
Right about that.
he'd have to do that.
He
Like
dropped
I
so many
just.
songs throughout the damn week. I be forgetting he had an album. He dropped some new songs already. So
He does, and I want to say he said he had another one like in the chamber that's on the way.
What, a rap one or a single one?
I would assume he probably gonna go rap this time, because he dropped a single like a day or two ago, or a couple days ago maybe, and it was a rap one. So I think he might be like back in the rap bag.
He better get his money.
Absolutely.
He definitely get his money.
But Tory deserves it, bro. Like Tory, a talented motherfucker.
Man, he should be up there. Like I feel like if the top 5, if it was the top 5 right now, probably be obviously Drake. Whoo. Whoo.
See, only thing when I think about top 5s, it's like, are we talking about top 5 in the moment? Are we talking about top 5 like overall? Like, there's never enough like. There's never like a set of rules, because niggas like, you be like, he's a top 5, and then you be like, because you could easily put Drake in the top 5 because he's like killing shit. The Drake has been white hot, dropping fucking massive hits for like 10 fucking years, and then somebody will come and go like, but what about Hove? And they have a point, but it's like, okay, we got to put this shit in a fucking, there has to be parameters to this, because if that's the case, everybody shit, you could be like, Rakim's the fucking best ever, because he's like the godfather of hip hop. Like,
I wasn't gonna bring like the older people into it. I was gonna say like from like 2014 and up.
oh, if you like, we're going 14, yeah, Drake's always gonna be in the list.
I'll throw Kendrick obviously up there. Like you kind of at this J. Cole. I feel like J. Cole's up there.
Yeah, and like, yeah, and J. Cole's up there, I would say, even for other reasons, because J. Cole was doing shit like selling out fucking arenas with no backing or no shit. He just, hey, by the way, I'm gonna show up on Thursday. You guys gonna come?
Nobody
and
on his albums for like the last 2-3 years.
Like it really seemed like he sent that shit in the text, like, hey y'all, I'm gonna be at the fucking Madison Square Garden on Wednesday if y'all want to come through or whatever.
All the money, and I like Big Sean.
I like Big Sean too. Coincidentally, I I was listening to Joe Budden talk on the
too.
pull up,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a good ass motherfucking interview.
Yeah.
And I like that, like, you know, Big Sean was like everybody now, but like his shit seemed sincere. Like he was big on like the mental health shit and just kind of talking about like the little intricate up and downs of being in this like music and entertainment shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he said like his shit's like, and as he was sitting there, just like to your point, it wasn't even like he was saying like it wasn't even a light flex, but like he started naming shit and I was like, damn, this nigga Sean really hasn't been missing for a fucking while. Like they talked about even like his little collaborations with Chris Brown. I was like, that's a big ass move. Like a nigga could just pull like some Chris Brown tracks out his ass. Like, hey, what are you doing, Chris? And he was like, oh yeah, I'm in Miami. We could just work on some shit.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I did a couple platinums or whatever, and like, yeah, I'm performing at Coachella or whatever, but I just want to be able to take care of myself. And they go, time out, backtrack, hit the like, I get it. But like, yeah, I was almost like, I was a little bit like Joe Budden, like, god damn, this nigga really.
Oh, for real? Yeah, y'all. I mean, I always listen to Big Sean, even now.
I mean, I like, and I look at my phone, like, I have a bunch of Big Sean shit, and when I play it, I'm like, I know this, I listen to this, but it just never registered. Like, this nigga really has been like having like hits on hits on fucking hits
for a long time, and you could tell he got better when he first came out. You could tell when he got better and better and better. But I feel like a lot of people don't give him his credit. If I say Big Sean, and they be like Big Sean, I'm like, like
yeah, his name. I don't like his name does get a lot of like Big Sean, and I don't know if that's because like I don't know, people have like these weird perceptions of hip hop artists, but like because I think because it's not pop, it's hip hop, but I just think people put him in this weird realm over here of hip hop, and I think his music for some reason, maybe it's because even like they were talking about his subject matter, and some of that shit is like dark, but if you listen to the song, some of the songs just hit, and I think it just be like going smooth past people, and I think his shit be like so popular that people just forget like this shit is getting plays, this shit is getting like worldwide motherfucking plays. So
yeah, I like Meek Mills, but I wouldn't throw him in my top 5. Like
I think Meek has. Well, I guess you could debate whether he has or had top potential. Yeah. But I think he still has it. I just think Meek, like, I don't know. Like he talked about it. I think on I don't know if he was talking to Charlamagne or whatever. But even like during that Drake time, like when he like got out of jail and shit, like that was like his. And he hasn't like spoiled the moment or anything, but I think that was his moment to be like white, stupid, fucking hot. And I think that Drake shit, that beef with Drake, I think set him back a bit.
Ooh, yeah, that beef with
like the
Drake
fact, but see, like the fact that he beefed with Drake and like it still matters. I'm like, I think that speaks to like, you know what I'm saying? I think that speaks to Meek really that nigga. It just that thing I think maybe put him in a step back as far as like trying to make him your top whatever.
I started playing him more after he got this. I really did. I played him way more than Drake after he got this. I really played him a lot more.
I did too. Like I did just because I had to be like I had to even really remind myself because I was like, wait a minute. Which it was weird. It made me like fuck with him more because I remember like this is the nigga, and then it made me mad because I was like, why the fuck didn't you ether this nigga? Like, what are you doing? What is this?
Yeah,
like it was weird. It was that during that little like issue, I was kind of like hot. I was like, wait a minute, like
how you let that happen? He said he made more money too after that beef.
I believe it. Like I believe like people shit did what we did. Like you replay his shit, and then motherfuckers remember like you might have had like a moment where you like fuck. Meek is whack, and then you listen to it and you go, no, Meek is fire. This nigga has a show. I'm going fuck this Drake shit. I just remember that nigga shit is fire as fuck. So I don't know. Yeah, I think like maybe perception wise it might have set him back, but just as far as like talent, ability to make like good songs, good ass rapper, like Meek the shit.
You know, he really is the shit. I just feel like it ain't been that album that made me be like, okay, this motherfucker. Like, I know the last album was cool. I listened to it. It was cool. I don't think it was the best album. I feel like you can make something way better than that album.
Probably. Yeah, I fuck with that. I think yeah, I don't know. I don't think Meek is at any point in time like slowing down with the hip hop shit. So I think he still has time to give like that ooh shit. This is ooh shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like it seems like people are at least from not the old guard of hip hop, but like before the Lils, like whatever hip hop artist came before the flurry of niggas with Lil in front of their name, like those niggas seem, you know.
Okay, so like Jay-Z and Kanye West. And
yeah, like in that space, it still seems like those guys are still a little more concerned with dropping albums and like big bodies of work and bodies of work that matter.
Yeah.
And you know, you see shit like at the Grammys and they talk about like hip hop still not respected as an art form. So I think there's still like the mindset to create like a super big body of work. So I think he still has time to be like, no, y'all thought this was like the shit. Like, no, this is fire ass Meek. This is the Meek album. Like, I don't think we've had like Meek's like definitive album yet. He got some good shit, but I think he still got some shit in the tuck. It's like,
oh yeah, this motherfucker.
Yeah, like where you just like, oh shit, oh you were, yeah, you'd be like, I was in my bag.
Yeah.
Like when like fully you get like final form, fully mature Meek Millie, like, no nigga, I was leaving my bag this time.
How old is he? 32.
Fuck yeah, shit.
And the crazy part, you know what's really crazy about that? He's 32, right? Lil Wayne like 36, 35.
This and even this nigga, like I thought, like,
This nigga won't stop.
And I legitimately thought like Wayne's last like album or two, like it didn't move me. Like I would never say like Wayne was washed, but I definitely was like, this ain't it. Like I remember when like
the old Lil Wayne.
Yeah, I remember like listening to the Carters.
His voice sounds completely different.
Yeah.
And I don't really like the new voice he got. I don't know. I think that's from all the drugs you've been doing it. Like doing.
Yeah, I just think like you know copious amounts of smoking and whatever the fuck else, that shit get deep. That shit get weird.
It sound like he whining low key on the track. I'll be like, I'm Lil Wayne, my favorite rapper, and it'd be like, man, like bro, isn't this not the same how it used to be, man? I can play you, but I can't really just play you. Like I can play your old stuff for sure.
No, yeah, definitely play the classics, but I would say the classics I would play, maybe like skip a couple of those in the middle, one or two. But this one, like this funeral shit was, I was like, okay, you clearly just needed to like sit somewhere. But I almost think Wayne is somebody who like never really gets bad at it. I just think he just might be at home and get bored. And so he like, I think there were a couple in the middle that he just was like, these are cool. Because even he said one time in interviews, like he's like, I don't even think I've ever finished a song, or in my mind, like I just do it because I'm good at it. And I think you could tell, like, yeah, I think this one he really was like, I want to make good, like, great art or whatever, like a good ass album. Really I think I might like, concentrate for like 2 minutes per song as opposed to just rapping my ass off because that's what the fuck I know how to do.
Yeah, he don't be having no hooks,
bro. I just think he just be like, all right, like I think he really like eat a sandwich, go in the booth, finish a song, go have sex, come back, finish another song, and just keep going. Repeat. Like I think this time he was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna focus on this song, then eat a sandwich."
Yeah, then now he got a new little girl. My bad, fiance.
Oh, I thought this nigga had a real dog. This nigga said he got a new little girl.
Oh, you talking about like a daughter?
Is she like super young or some shit? Because that shit always makes me feel weird when niggas do that shit.
What's the model called again?
Fuck if I know.
She a plus size model.
Oh, you got a little thing. Oh,
yeah. She look like she's. Nah, she looks solid in the face. She look pretty cool.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, she like a little. I don't know what the hell she is, to be honest. I don't
know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot to shout this out super early, but like, because we was talking about it and I like forgot. We always talk about shit before the fucking mics come on. But yeah, shout out to Podcast Pit LA. That shit was fire this week. That was another thing we did this week. Yeah, that shit was cool. Shout out to like, I just like, that was it. That shit was dope. Like, shout out to like the Good News fam and everybody who came through. Even the other, those other dope ass
podcasts,
right? Videos, wow, that sounds like such a tagline, but I just couldn't think of anything else but dope ass. But
yeah, I wasn't trying to say podcast,
but it's true. But they were dope. Like, yeah, it was. I can't remember.
Had a fun time up there.
It was. It's like a cool little setup. Like, if anybody out there, like, is trying to get this podcast shit up and started, you want to get your little feet wet, I would say fuck with Podcast Pit LA.
How long is it gonna be lasting for?
I mean,
the whole year. I
don't know if I could have any description of Jackie and Keith, this shit could take over the world. And like, so I don't know if stopping's in anybody's vocabulary.
Yeah,
like,
that's the move.
Bro, it's like,
I ain't never heard nothing like this.
Yeah, right. It's like, it's gas and there's more gas in it. But no, like, it is like a cool little podcast collective, because I was listening to once again, like some more Joe Budden shit. I was listening to their podcast, and I guess I'll probably segue into like his little back and forth with Kehlani, which I thought was funny. But no, they were even talking about like on that podcast, on that last episode, about how different of a space this is. Because, you podcast and it's not, if you talk to somebody about radio, they know radio. If you talk to them about music, they know music. But podcast is still like, an art form, I guess, is figuring itself out, and it's just weird. It was kind of refreshing to hear like Joe Budden, who's a nigga. You niggas are already famous. You niggas in the industry, and they're like, nah, bro. Like they was talking about shit that we've talked about in our own private talks about like, how do you do this? It's a weird space. Explaining to people what a podcast is. Yeah. So it's dope that they have kind of like all this back to podcast pit LA is just that they have this like, I don't know, this little center for like everybody in there trying to figure it the fuck out. Yeah, like it was I think before us it was a mental health podcast called I'll come back to the name later but it was just like a cool little space where like we all are in this motherfucker together trying to figure it out because they're up there talking about, you know, mental health and how not to I don't know how not to like run in traffic. Then you got like me, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like then you got, you know, me and E up there who just, you know, firing from the hip, just wilding, having a good time. And then after us it was let me get these names right. So the one before us was The Art of Letting Go. That's what it's called. So it's The Art of Letting Go podcast. They're right? And it really was. They was really up there like spitting that hardcore shit about like mental health and stuff. It was like it's I think, you know, from a black male perspective, because all of them are in mental health and are black males, and like that's like as somebody aspiring to get in this shit deeper than I already am, it's like, you know, they make it seem like it's 14 motherfuckers in this shit that are black males like nationwide. It's like this big. So it was cool to see like something that rare up there talking. Like I said, then there's us wilding. And then there was It's Not Me, It's You. That's another podcast up there. They did their shit. And
it's not me, it's you. Like,
yeah, like
a dating thing. Like it's your problem. Like you the issue type shit.
I guess. Yeah, like that's like shit. They was cool. They was good though. They was up there like swinging it. But yeah, it was like it's not my fault. It's not me. It's you, nigga.
Yeah, I ain't.
That's like a smooth, and it's kind of a smooth name. Actually, it is a smooth name. And then like A Seat at the Table was another one, and they were I want to say there were two doctors, but yeah, two sisters up there. It was everybody was really killing it. Like it was, but that whole space is to me like some real cool creative shit because everybody does seem to have their space. You know, fucking a poet has their space. Fucking hip hop artist has their space. So for a place like for podcasters to go, hey man, we just all gonna come here and kind of intermingle,
practice, training, basically.
Yeah, and it was kind of like, and you can see kind of like a little iron sharpen iron because like, oh, okay, they run the show like this, they run their live shit like this, like learning how to interact with an audience and, you know, maybe make sure you interact with each other and just kind of how that whole live experience works. And I would say, yeah, like for people who want, you know, like us or anybody else, you want to be able to do like the Joe Budden shit, which I didn't even talked about on the episode about how like that was like a weird thing to figure out of how to do this in front of people. Yeah. So if anything else, I think that's the best part because you kind of do get to understand how to
work it. Yeah,
I need to be able to, because like I said, it's not like music or it's not like stand up where you just me and the audience, but it is us trying to have this conversation, like us trying to have this conversation
but with them involved,
but incorporate this, you know,
they watching
150 or 20 or however motherfuckers and try to make it a big group conversation and not be chaos.
Yeah, it is kind of little. We say it like that. It is kind of like it's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm. You have to make it not. You have to, you know, have the conversation, make it not be chaotic, and then still like include them
all in one.
Yeah, like it's.
Got to be done
and keep them interested, like, cause it's hard to have a bunch of motherfuckers just like, oh, y'all just gonna sit up there and talk. Ain't nobody gonna sing, like, ain't nobody gonna like, you know. And it's not like rapid fire jokes. Like we funny in this motherfucker, but it might be
all the time.
Yeah, it might be funny after a 5-minute conversation on some real, you know, potent shit, and then you're like, oh shit, that was a joke. Yeah. So yeah, like, you know, with comedy, nigga, them niggas be like, you know, funny from start to finish. And like the idea, like if you're going to see a comedian, you're already going with the expectation to laugh. So that nigga might sneeze, funny. Us, you sitting up there, people really are sitting up there trying to figure out, what the fuck is this? Who the fuck is these niggas? What the fuck is y'all doing? So now I gotta push through you figuring out if you even like my fucking face up here.
And my voice and
yeah.
everything else going on. But I mean, it works out.
But no, I would say like that was some They doing some real big shit.
Oh yeah,
I think
that's a game changer right there.
Oh no, yeah, like
That's gonna make them some money.
yeah. Shout out to Keith and Michael and fucking the whole
I'm shocked I never
Jackie, the whole Good News gang. Like, is that's some there's some respect. Like, yeah, niggas doing some real creative shit around this bitch.
Yeah, that's a move right. That's a little move right there.
Right?
I ain't never seen it before, so.
It's a little,
that's,
you know, hit him with a little razzle dazzle,
Yeah.
you know.
That's what you really sit down and really think in your head. Like, I got the ideas. Don't fuck him up with this one.
Right, like nigga said, I got an original thought around this bitch. Ain't that about a motherfucker?
I guarantee you everybody gonna start copying it too. Watch.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
I mean, you know, pay tribute, motherfuckers, because oh yeah, that was another thing. It's just like a lot of fucking Joe Budden. I think that's the only thing I really been listening to this past, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 days. But yeah, it was, like I said, it was refreshing to hear them talk about that shit. And the funny thing is, like, they had like this episode that took up like, I don't know, they shit like 2 hours. That took up like an hour and a half an episode. But the shit that got the soundbite, I saw the shit on the Shade Room. Like, so I feel like everybody and their mama kind of know this Kehlani YG shit.
Yeah, they broke up, right?
Yeah, right. Okay,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
so they dropped a song. They didn't drop whatever. It was a song about them fucking together, and then I guess she dropped a song, and it was like, "I hate you to death," and you're a piece of shit ass nigga, and I'm hurt.
Song, right? Did he drop the song?
I don't know if he. I hope not. I hope he just goes and just.
He gonna definitely call her a bitch.
I think. I hope he just goes and just like makes an album and lives his fucking life.
He gonna do what Ray J did. I hit it first.
But he didn't.
But shit, I know he didn't.
That was another thing they talked about on there. Like, it was
Can
just.
he hit it first?
I don't know if it was like that was an issue like years ago.
It was Bow Wow, was it?
No, it was the fuck, I didn't mean to hit that shit. The other nigga from Canada, he's in Drake's. He's one of Drake's niggas. Fuck, he sings. I like his music.
The Weeknd, not the Weeknd.
No,
Not Party Next Door.
That nigga. There we go. Yeah.
Party Next Door. What?
They used to fuck around.
Who, Kim?
Kehlani and
yeah. Cause he used to also mess with Kyrie.
Okay, yeah, they talked about that thing on the episode or whatever.
He like famous dude.
Yeah, it was just weird.
She had a baby with a random nigga.
Oh, that was a lot. Wait, the kid she has?
Yeah. Nobody know the dad, right? Nobody.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, as I'm saying, she had you know, they famous dude would have kids with random guys.
I mean,
I can say random to her, like, but to us,
maybe, you know. But yeah, there was this whole back and forth that I saw online when like there was clips of the episode, like he like really like shitted on Kehlani, and they made fun of her song. Like, they made fun of her song because it was just like, you know, y'all was together a week ago, and now it's like, I hate you, I made you.
But I heard he was already like messing with her when not the Weeknd, Party Next Door. That's fucked up. He called him the Weeknd. He might be the Weeknd for some reason, but yeah,
because they're both from Canada. Are you just all Canadians are the same?
Nah, it's how
Canadian shaming. Fuck.
It's how he was with Drake, how the Weeknd was, and how he kind of do his music is a little dark.
They all got that, like,
yeah,
you know.
but the Weeknd really was like dark in the beginning, like real. And now you feel me? So
oh yeah, what was that shit? No, that I remember like I'm not a fan of the Weeknd, but like that when that nigga dropped, what was that shit, like House of Balloons? When he like
shit.
That was the shit. Like, I'm not like, I don't not like the Weeknd now, but that shit there, that nigga, when I didn't know who it was, and it was just these weird coked out bitches with balloons and shit on album covers.
I knew it was a nigga, so
yeah, you know that bro. Nobody knew bro's face. It was just drugged up bitches. In like, you know, weird black and white tone color, man, that shit looked like I looked like you had to do 10 pounds of cocaine just to fucking enjoy the music.
You know, you right.
Yeah, that shit was
special. But yeah, I heard YG was messing with her when he was messing with her. So in Kyrie, so he was already hitting it.
I mean, you know, that's your pussy. You can do what you want or whatever. Like,
YG don't care.
Only thing I really was taking away from that was I was looking at it, like I heard the episode, I went back and listened, and they cracked jokes on her. Like, they said like the song was good, like sonically, it was. And then, you know, they made jokes that it might be a little corny just to make a fucking, which I always make fun of those like love lost songs, like that shit get corny after a while. I
never really heard no songs from her.
Oh no, like she like Kehlani like
you got talent.
Yeah, she get busy.
She not big enough, Joe.
that was another part in the song, like where they made fun. She was like, "I made," like it was just. But only thing I respect is like as an artist, if you could tell it sounded like she really just went in the booth and laid her fucking emotions down there.
It's different if you on like Sierra level when
Dog,
Sierra came out.
Cause she was just saying shit, and I was like, oh, she was just hurt because it was at one point where she was like, I helped you fix your issues, which I don't know if but the main thing is she was like. It was something about her being a bigger artist. I was like, let's relax, nigga. I was like, YG is like
Who
big.
said that?
I was like, relax. I know you mad. I was like, I know you mad, but I was like, relax, bro. Like, YG is huge, nigga. Like
one song on the
YG
radio.
is huge.
And then somebody remixed the song and they took it over. So it's not even like it was.
Look, niggas is out here actively going to buy white tube socks so they can stick them in some motherfucking Stacey Adams. Like, shut up. Shut the fuck. But yeah, like they cracked some jokes like that, and then like the thing that I was looking at, and I just was like, at what point is it? Because she like went online, and it was a back and forth between her and Joe Budden, like you're a fucking bum, and he was like, I don't even know you niggas for real, like I'm not you niggas fucking friends, like basically like bitch fuck off, and I'm somebody who like you are passionate about your art, like I'm passionate about this podcast, I'm passionate about the shit we get in here and talk about, but I'm also aware that everybody's not gonna fuck with it. So I just be wondering, like, I need some fucking artisty people to talk to because it just seemed like them niggas jump out the window. Wait, you made this song and you put it on the internet. Like technically, it's potentially available to billions. Yeah. You think everybody's gonna go, this is the most amazing? Somebody's gonna go, that's complete dog shit.
And the crazy part is he didn't say he didn't like it. He just
like he said it was sonically pleasing. It just was like the shit you said was like. And he was making fun of it, like just flat out.
Oh, yeah, I know you.
Yeah, I just always wonder, like at one point, like as an artist, do you just kind of take in? Because it was mad comments like, Joe Budden's a dick, he hates women, and then it was like, she's not wrong, and I'm like, but you see a lot of artists do that, and it's like, at what point do y'all just kind of like leave? I don't know. You leave that shit where it's at. I made this song. If you fuck with it, you fuck with it. And then cool, you leave that shit there.
Like you got the money, you got the family set up, and you still not happy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I know you can't really speak on the experience you haven't lived, but like I live a pretty regular life. So the minute this starts becoming like when this pops and this becomes like, oh yeah, we're making like money, like I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Like you said what you like, we could talk about it, but it's not gonna like keep me up nights. Like. What TJ said on the fucking on those Just Dope ass podcast guys, they're fucking blah 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 blah, and I'd be like, well,
that's what it is.
Like you could talk, like we could definitely talk about it. Like I'll sit here and have the conversation, but like as far as you, I nope, no, like absolutely the fuck not. You niggas are fucking. Like, I don't know, that shit is kind of just crazy. It's crazy to me. Like have your. I don't know, you have an opinion, like when you put shit out there, like I know this right here, like I know we post shit, I post wild shit in general, let alone so I don't know, just
that should be funny too.
Yeah, I just like between like there's I don't know, there has to be a line between okay, there's sensitive, like you're being sensitive against a valid opinion, like it's not nobody's bullying you. No. Oh, that's another thing I was supposed to talk about. Shout out to Moni. She wanted us. Have you seen that? It's this.
Kid?
Yeah, it's Quaylen Bales. Quaylen Bales.
18-year-old baby.
Okay, yeah. I don't know if anybody doesn't know about this. This has clearly been like the biggest viral fucking shit for the last week. So Quaylen Bales is this allegedly
18-year-old baby.
There's allegedly they're saying he's allegedly he's 18, but it on any fucking website or any fucking media outlet, 9-year-old Quaylen Bales. His mom films him, and I've seen so many weird takes of the story. His mom films him, and he's been bullied, and he wants to kill himself, and he's in the back of the car saying, "I want to stab myself. Give me a rope so I can hang myself." And
sounds like a damn 9-year-old. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He was, yeah. I mean, I don't know how.
I ain't gonna lie. When I seen the motherfucker for the first time,
yo.
When I seen him, I said, "Damn, this nigga got a hit."
Oh, nigga. He do. He got a head though. I think, yeah, he do.
But I wasn't trying to like in my head, I wasn't trying to say it, but it came out
No,
like, damn,
he do.
crazy.
He rocking the Mojo Jojo.
Yeah, oh shit.
Yeah. He is. It's straight. It's true. You gotta be like,
Then he started smiling and shit. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, like I thought about the weirdest story on this I heard was like there was like a CNN article and the dude was like, out of all the angles he could take, the nigga was mad. He was like, you can't, your parents need to be able to have consent to film their kids. Like he took it completely left. Just he said, fuck the 18-year-old shit, fuck the bullying shit. I'm mad that as a parent you fucking. That was the weirdest fucking shit I've ever read. Like I thought he was really had some deep take, and it took him like 2 paragraphs to get there. It was goofy as fuck. But
he wrote a paragraph.
It was wild.
When I was 9, I was not trying to write no paragraph.
Oh no, the 9-year-old didn't do it. There was a journalist who did it, I guess, for CNN about this shit. But he just took the weirdest angle. But I don't know. Like I think there hasn't been any real confirmed evidence that he's 18. There's been a lot of weird pictures. There's like a picture of him flipping off people. He's stunting on the car. So it's like I don't know that he's 18. But I'm like, damn, this nigga does but I've seen kids post, and I'm trying to figure out like, does he look grown because he looks grown, or does he look grown because somebody said he's 18, and I got that image in my head now, and I'm looking for him to be 18.
When I seen it, I didn't really focus on if he was a baby or whatever. I just like, oh, it's like it's a thing right here. not he a thing, but it's a thing going on that I really don't care about. And the lady was like, he's 18 years old. I said, let me look a little close. He do look about 30.
Yeah, see, but like I'm like, fuck. But then when they did the back picture of him as a baby, I'm like, okay, bro, Ben had this face. Like I'm not trying to talk about the kid, like, but that's how his face looks. Like I'm like, he's had this look his whole life, so I'm like, okay.
I trust him.
The nigga was diverse. The nigga sneaky.
Hey, remember that movie Orphan?
Wow.
And she was walking around here being a little kid for years.
So not only does he have dwarfism, but you said he got the Webster shit where he don't even age. Wow. Verge said that nigga was 33.
It can happen.
And his wife filmed him. That's the hot take. Verge said that nigga's a grown up. That wasn't his mama. That's his woman. And they scamming you niggas.
That could be happening. I'm not gonna lie.
Scammers.
I'm just saying, like,
they raised $330,000 for that shit.
Yeah, I don't even know how you get that for what.
And that's my thing. Like that I don't like. The 18-year-old shit is wild. And if he finessed the fuck out of y'all, like, shame on him. That's dirty as fuck. But like, also y'all goofy. Like, but
I would give him.
Yeah, like when I'm looking at it, I'm like, what's the $330,000 gonna do? Like, he got bullied. I don't know. Part of me is like, for him, I know him having like dwarfism makes it harder to just like bust a nigga ass, but I kind of like, I don't know if it's severe bullying, if they're like beating him up outside, but if they're just saying mean things to him, I kind of look at like, as a parent, you should kind of go, all right, this is a life lesson, like, because the world is really fucked up. Yeah. Like, this is not like, it's not like a joke.
Really, like, is he really a...
There's various levels of...
How tall is he?
The world, I don't know, man. Like, he's got the form. I don't know. Have you seen did you watch, what the fuck was that? You used to watch Jackass?
Yeah.
Wee Man. Like, I think he's got that form of dwarfism where it's like just the arms and the legs.
I can't call him the other one, huh? I can call him the other word.
I don't think that's appropriate.
I can't stand it.
But I don't know.
Like, it's been years we call him this word, and now we can't call him.
I mean, you can get your shit off. I just don't know.
I know they won't be hurt by it.
Trust me. I know, like, because we've gone through a lot though. There's the dwarf thing. There's little people.
I can't stand it, motherfucker.
Yeah, and now that you said it out loud, I'm like, damn, like, is that a bad word? Is that
I don't think they like me.
And I don't know. I don't have any little people on speed dial so that I could just, get my shit together. Like, hey, is this offensive?
No, I don't think they like it.
Okay, where's the?
Yeah, you wouldn't even know. Like,
I'm about to look it up. Like, is it?
Cause you can't call these motherfuckers. Nowadays, you can't say nothing. Everything a damn problem. I'm like, God damn.
We're just like, I harken back to the days when I could say wildly offensive shit. Like,
and it don't mean to hurt you at all. It's just, that's what it is. You just, oh no, my hurt. I can't believe you called me that. It's like, bro, I didn't call you that.
Yo, there's a webpage called the Little People Online, Little People of America, Empowerment Aware, and it's like, wow, there's a whole awareness page. I did not know this shit exists. Wow.
These motherfuckers never stop.
The LPA fights M-word usage. Little People of America is aware and is troubled by the statement made. Oh shit, this is back in the day. As a midget, the word midget is considered by Little People of America to be an antiquated slang term and is most often used in a derogatory manner toward a shorter than average person. So I think so clearly it's the M word, as it's being stated in this article. The M word is it's a derogatory. Yeah, it's a derogatory term.
Make that into a bad word. You make everything into a damn bad word.
Yeah, like I'm not. I can't tell people how to feel, but I'm not always. And I'm black, so like I hover around the top class of oppressed and people who are shit on.
Nah, but like if somebody say nigga and that's not black, it's gonna be where it came from. That was a bad.
But yeah, like what I'm getting to is like you can be about that action, you can be offended by it, but I just don't like all of this. Like the idea of I don't know. Like whenever I have kids, I think I'm not gonna tell them don't take no shit. But the idea that like, oh, they bullied me, like now what? Some people are assholes, and you have to learn to deal with that. Mm-hmm. Now we gonna kick their ass. We gonna take this L and double back on them later on another way. But like this idea that like, oh, it's bullying and we need to stop. You're not gonna stop people from being pieces of shit the same way you're not gonna stop, I don't know, fucking water from moving or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a terrible analogy, but. You know what I mean? Like, you can't stop certain shit. So I don't like the way people are going about bullying. Like, because in my personal experience, the way you get rid of a bully,
beat them up.
Look, bullies is punks anyways. I'm not finna like stop bullying and just most bullies you need one good time.
Yeah,
jump on that ass one good fucking time.
They're not gonna ever touch you. They're not gonna hurt nobody no more.
So yeah, I don't know, this mindset of like. Crying and complaining about bullying. I don't know, just bullying awareness.
I hate it. I hate it. I can't say nothing no more. I hate every word is bad. I hate it. I can't call you what you are. That's what you are, and I can't even call you that.
I mean, that might not be what you are, but like I'm cool.
It is, because that was the term for you, and you knew it, and you took the job, motherfucker. I didn't get to call you that. Oh shit, it's different. I'm black. Like I didn't get to pick to be. I'm black. Like
I don't think they got to pick. They didn't get to pick to be.
They did get to pick.
To be dwarves?
Oh no, they didn't get to pick that.
Or little people?
They didn't get to pick that.
Yeah,
no, they did pick that shit.
How did they? How?
Because they came out the damn. They came out the nutsack and hit.
You were. I don't even know what type of shame this is. Are you sperm shaming?
I'm not. Shit, maybe.
Holy shit!
Oh no, we can't do that no more.
Sperm. If we start.
If
we start a new like social justice movement in the midst of starting a new way to discriminate people all in once, this might be the greatest podcast ever. You have discriminated against sperm, but also gave them a platform to fight back. Wow, nuts against Verge, like fucking.
I'm just saying, like it's your dad's fault. He should have been popping the bottle, smoking that weed. Like, hold up. You know what they say?
Now we got diagnosis of how they get there is because you was smoking.
He fucked y'all up. You know what I'm saying? Popping big Hennessy bottle.
Oh shit!
And then you came out because you wanted to be born.
It's finna be like I just.
Oh, they gonna don't never let me get famous. They gonna hate me.
I mean, I'm here for it. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not speaking that out there. Like everybody finna win on the network and on the team. But it's just hilarious, like how effortless it is to like offend an entire group of people. That was just like that right there was like 5 minutes tops, and easily could have just been like just hordes of fucking little people outside.
I'm kicking
the only thing that's bad is like there's just so like I know we all gonna get in trouble because there's really good jokes for shit, and it's like I have nothing against anybody because like I don't know, even me, like if a white dude tells a good black joke, he told a good black joke. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I like shit that's funny, But
I'm gonna say a joke right back.
oh, bro, like Verge is gonna catch it, bro. Like it's gonna be like 1/4 of the population of Middle Earth is gonna fuck your shit
They're
up.
making it so hard to live out here. Like you can't really
like it's mad little people
like,
just
if you say
fucking
something, you say one
stopping
thing,
your happiness.
Oh my God, you a bully now? Like I'm a bully because what? Like what is the definition of being a bully at this point? Like
It honestly is.
Tagging
You're a bully now if you hurt somebody. Like a bully. You know who was a bully? Fucking Biff. Biff used to fucking chase down Marty McFly and beat his ass, and then he tried to whoop that nigga's daddy at prom. That was a bully. Biff was a bully. Biff got the fucking that little book that told you like with the almanac that told you everything and became a rich bully. Like that was a fucking bully. If a kid goes, I don't like your stupid mustache, Verge. Fuck you, kid. You go about your life. That's not a bully. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
You niggas aren't bullied. Like bully used to like you remember like yo when Stacy beat the shit out of Mike, that was a fucking bully. All right,
that was a bully. But that was cool.
He was only supposed to skip. That was a fucking
was
bully.
That a bully though? He did slap his sister's ass though. Like,
well, I don't know because I was a grown ass man who beat the shit out of a high school student. So, but either way, that's a fucking bully. A motherfucker going, I don't know, like you fucking, I don't know, like you're a short kid, like.
That's not a bully.
Yeah, kids like you used to be able to talk shit back in the day. Like
now, if they never stop and they can just keep. Okay, man.
I talked a lot of shit in like middle school and high school. I got in trouble for it, but like, if somebody talks it, you should learn to talk shit back. Like, just be really terrible about it. Yeah. I can't wait to tell my kid to be like, yo, don't curse, don't say bad things to like adults and shit. But if this kid says some wild shit I don't like your stupid shoes, you tell him. You were adopted. Like, it's not this is not bullying, nigga. Like, I won. Fuck that, nigga. We scorched earth around this bitch.
I thought you were gonna say something totally different. I thought you were gonna say go fuck off, but
nah, we gonna I'm not gonna teach my kid to like just go off cursing, but I want you to be really cerebral and visceral with your comebacks.
It's not gonna be he gonna hear you curse. It's not gonna be you though. It's gonna be his friend.
No, he's like he'll hear me curse, but I'm just like, no, like we're gonna work on like our really, really painful, just aggressive, like, comebacks. Like, I don't like you got a really shit thing in the class, and I don't like you. And I want my kid to like sit back and like do this move right here where they put like the finger, where you put your fingertips together. Yeah. Yeah, and it'd be like, how come your mom's out here just all of a sudden wearing scarves every day? Like, we're gonna really like.
Your grandpa wore diapers, like.
Yeah, like I want it to hurt. Like I want it to like. Yeah, I want my kid to be like ruining fucking lives with statements. I don't even want my kid like fighting like that. I just want him to be like saying really, just aggressive things.
Bro, just fuck them all up in the stomach. I mean, I hate this world.
How's your like I want my kid to be like in 4th grade and kids are saying really shitty things. My kid comes back like, wow. So, how long has your father been at the store? Like 8 years? Shit. Like, I want my kid to be
that would be gonna be
right.
That motherfucker gonna cry.
Boom, fucking ruin. That would be my child. Just fucking just ruin you, my nigga. Like what?
That's
we're gonna you're not gonna bully mine, nigga. We're gonna bring up your fucking deep past traumas. You bully us if you want to, motherfucker.
That shit funny as hell. I didn't see that one coming.
Exactly. That's what did you say? Yeah, you heard me. I don't know. Okay, like I think the only other individual in the world I think that probably hates the way the world is like super sensitive. It's you. I think you're a good disciple, but the king is probably Boosie.
Oh yeah.
Boosie is not.
Oh, we ain't gonna talk. Yeah.
Boosie is.
Wow. Come on, dog. Come on, man.
He said. I saw something like a couple of days ago. They didn't kick me out of the Planet Fitness. He said because the owner was gay. They got roaches. I was like, yo, Boosie is really like.
He don't give a shit.
Like I'm not by any means necessarily championing like what Boosie's like views are, but like every time I see him, there's a part of me that always goes, nobody can tell me that niggas not gonna make it 100% off whatever the fuck they want to do. Cause Boosie like hit like not like it'll be like you can't get into this, you can't do that. You're saying like he goes out of his way to fuck with anybody else is like, wow, these are the people that'll ruin your career. They'll cancel you. Boosie's like, I'm literally you can't, like, there's nothing you can do to me. Like,
Yeah, you know.
I don't like this shit.
And that's what it is.
And it be niggas that he's going to see, like, he's going, like, he could easily, he's gonna see D Wade. Like, they're gonna like, they're gonna be in the same space at any given time.
Yeah.
And he just was like, you could have called D Wade. He was like, nope.
Nah,
And Boosie almost seems like, he almost seems like he's not even doing it just for, like, internet purposes, because Boosie still will post, like, Facebook level memes. They'll be grainy. They'll have, like, weird, stupid fucking backgrounds, but he'll just post that shit. So I really feel like when he made that video, he really was, like, in his heart, like,
oh yeah, he was.
I can't, come on. He just really sat there and had a whole just deep. Now
I feel like D Wade should have never said nothing. Like, Richard should just let his son.
That also, I don't know, there's levels to that situation. Like, for one, with the Boosie thing, I don't know if it's ever anybody's place to tell them what to do with their kid.
Nah.
So that is one thing. His point of, I do think there's a point in allowing children, like, you should give the child a chance to, you know,
at least 18, you can do whatever you want.
Even 18, like, you just need a chance to explore yourself, have experiences in this space first. And if this is not for you, then you make your own choices as an adult. For D Wade, I feel like, you know, if I'm a parent, I'm gonna support my kid, but I think I would probably, you know, go like I think I'm a pretty progressive person. If my son comes to me and goes, I feel like a woman, I'd be like, bro, just grab a dick or two first. Like, just relax. Like, don't, like, we not going to no doctors and shit yet.
You think you a woman? Have you ever flew before off a cliff?
Not even. Well, I thought we were headed the same direction, but you took a bit of a detour. But if my kid came to me with that statement, I think I would definitely probably have to bring in, like, come on, mom, like, come in on this conversation, because I'd be like, what does a woman feel like? You have never lived that experience. That's
a good one, actually.
Yeah, if my daughter comes in like, Dad, I feel like a man, I'd be like, explain to me exactly what that. What does that mean? I feel like that starts to be like, you know, in this I don't know, age, realm, world, whatever, where everything is like, is that misogynistic? Are you taking, like, preconceived notions of this group of people? So if I'm I'm a boy, however way you want to say it, like, I'm a biological boy.
Yeah.
I come and I go, I feel like I'm a woman. Are you being potentially because you're just assuming that this is what a woman experience is off what? Like, fucking, you know, like Tom and Jerry cartoons? Like I'm saying, like, what does that mean to be a woman? Like, explain that to me. Like, you just, because you like dresses and heels. Now, if you talk to, you know, anybody else, especially all these social justice warriors, it's way more to be. It is deep. It's a whole deeper experience being like, I'm a man, and, like, I feel good, and I feel like there are things outside of just my dick that make me a man, that are you know, that coincide with this experience of manhood. So if my daughter goes, I feel like a man, I'd be like, okay, my nigga, like, I fuck with it, but you need, like, what does that mean to you? Like, there needs to be conversations. And I'm not against anybody living their lifestyle, but I just don't understand this of you saying this to having children, because they're children for a reason. This is not me having any issue with
little brain.
Yeah, this isn't me having any issue with they trying to you know, manipulate the kids and all that shit. It just, they are children, so it's just like, let them. They just need time to develop these ideas. I just can't say, for somebody who I wouldn't trust this 12-year-old motherfucker to pay the light bill.
Nope.
So I'm definitely not going to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are things that as adults people are figuring out their sexuality. There are things that you probably at 21 was like, this is how I fuck, and I know this does this, that, and the third. And you get to 30 and, like, I don't know what the fuck that nigga at 21 was talking about.
True.
So if as adults you still are moving and transitioning through this, why would you let somebody do such a permanent thing
cuz Dwayne is the idiot. Like,
Okay.
it's not really too, like, I can tell all by his face when I look at him.
He said D-Wade got a stupid looking face.
Like, he just got a big, stupid face. I'm like, this dude is stupid. Now, his wife, and not his ex-wife, is not even going for it. She was like, I ain't thinking a real Chicago person. I hope he's from Chicago.
That nigga said, look at his stupid face. He's got.
stupid.
I
Just
knew he
like,
was dumb by how
my
his
son was
fucking
reading-
eyebrows look.
My son was reading books about it. I'm like, so that was it? The books got him to it? Oh, motherfucker ain't did nothing. Like, oh,
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's just like a.
this motherfucker even did. She just read a book. Now we a lot of books.
Yeah,
I read Dr. Seuss. I never wanted green eggs and ham, my nigga.
I think that
Come
that
on.
converse, like everybody, anytime I'm not knocking that because that shit's fucking funny what you just said, but everybody go, you get sensitive about like cracking jokes about it, but there is an underlying point in this fucking joke is that, come on, my nigga, like that nigga might like like any child. I'm not even trying to just shit on Zaya. Like you want to identify, call her your daughter, then cool. But I don't know. I just feel like sometimes there should be a conversation or just like a thought process of maybe take your time with this.
Move.
Yeah, it's just such a permanent. If there was like, oh, you can flip back and forth, I guess, then like,
Okay, do
yeah,
it.
I guess you could be whatever. Because I mean, honestly, even with the whole like sexual experiences, you could be like, okay, like the same way niggas be like, I've been fucking women for like X amount of years. And you wake up one day and go, this shit wasn't it. You can go jump and fuck around with Joe. And if ever you decided like I want to come back to my family or like the traditional way, but if you do the thing of like, okay, I'm going to have, that's a lot, and I just feel like that's a lot. Like I wouldn't go okay, and I know some like,
It'd be like Magic Son.
yeah, it's just like like okay, I'm gonna just agree and start to set up severing, and rearranging my child's genitals. If my child came back and was like, y'all want to be a motherfucking gazelle, and we need to cut my back legs off and put some hooves on this bitch.
I'm done with this
I wouldn't be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a little out there.
I made too much money. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, that's a little.
I got too much money. You need to go home.
Yeah, that's just a little out there. I just think there should be time taken to like shit. If sexuality and all this other shit is as much time as it takes and it's fluid
So let me ask you. I want to ask you something.
this
So
is
every-
Virgil got a question.
So if a girl, oh no, my bad. I like going for the guys. So if a guy feel like a girl, is that a mistake by God?
I don't know.
Because that wouldn't that like he made a mistake? Then I just want to know. 'Cause
I mean, I guess by whoever you subscribe to, he don't make no mistakes. That gets into a weird little paradox shit. Like, cause he don't make no mistakes, then this is supposed to happen under the laws of God. This is supposed to be thing. Or you could kind of subscribe to my little aloof theory that I've been putting together over a couple of years. I think God got us on voicemail. So I think God is like, I think God is way over on some other part of like the universe
Making
dimension.
something new.
Yeah, he just builds some shit, and it's like there's a representative here that he handles for this quadrant, and it's not even an angel with a cool name. It's Angel Mitch, and Mitch is like, Mitch is trying to hold it all together.
Yeah.
He's just like, wow, like he literally put everything down there, and they just keep fucking it up.
Yeah.
And
regardless.
he's like, and God's like, yo, you only call me if the Earth's core is finna erupt or some shit. Like other than that, I don't want to.
I just want
just
to go make some new every day.
yeah, bro. I'm moving. Like I'm. Yeah, God just like, bro. I'm moving. I'm straight on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think. I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I think. How do I say this? I think that viewpoint of creation might be a little short-sighted because it does make it seem like, oh, God made a mistake, as opposed to God going a little bit more of like a, not like a kid in a fucking candy store, but like a little bit more of like a scientist, and he created the conditions where life could happen, and then just said, let's see, poof, like. As opposed to him individually going, you know how fucking tedious of a task that is?
Yeah,
there's
no.
15 billion people right
I
now.
know.
From the start of creation, he's just, all right, I'm going to make that one. At least he's put us on a conveyor belt, and it might be malfunctioning. Like, it's just anything. But, like, god damn. Like,
I definitely think in my head, like, God chilling. He chilling. Like, he ain't worried. Look, he shouldn't be worried. I don't think he's worrying that bad. I think it is what it is.
I don't think God worries about much of anything. And plus, like, like half the little conversations and just, like, I think ideas of God, so to speak.
I heard people.
Even that, the fact that we call God a he, like, is a condition. Like that's people conditioning you into a thing.
Oh yeah, it is.
Because like honestly, if you are like this cosmic being, you might not even give a fuck about gender at all. In the book itself, the being of all, God said, you know what? I could show up in a dream. I could show up as a person. I could show up as a motherfucking dog and just nudge you. I'm gonna show up as a burning bush and fuck this nigga whole head up. Like I'm gonna be an inanimate object on fire and then have a conversation. Of all the ways I could have had a conversation with, if I wanted to send you a fucking message, Verge, I don't call you, I don't text you, I don't DM you. I go, I'm gonna turn into a fucking tire that flows like water and have a like your head would explode. You'd be like, yo, nigga, like.
Cause I'm gonna tell somebody like you crazy. And I'm like this nigga set me up.
Yeah, like it's just like yo, it's like what did the dope man sell me? This is crazy as fuck.
Nigga set me the fuck up.
Yeah, like so just if that like for that story to exist and the niggas still want to be like, come on, bro, like you know he at least like I'm gonna fuck with him a little bit. I'm gonna just.
Now I heard people pray about the dumbest thing. Like anytime I hear somebody pray about money, I just think in my head like this person is an idiot.
Yeah, I think I don't know, just the idea like people use prayer like it's magic. Like if I pray for it, it'll just magically. I think you pray for, you know, like I don't know, you got to use, you know, the verses like you know God helps those who helps himself and shit. So you pray for I don't know the ability to endure this tough time and the ability to make. You know, I think you make your prayers more so things that you can handle. So it's kind of like a twofer. Like I like you know pray for clarity, pray for. You know, a deeper drive. Pray for the ability to, you know, clearly see like you know obstacles and whatever the fuck. Like pray for shit like that, but to sincerely go, I want $100,000, Jesus. Fuck off.
You shouldn't get a goddamn.
Yeah, you should pray for it. I don't know, the ability to hone whatever it is you're doing so that you can make $100,000. Like if you like, I bake bean pies really well. Then you should pray for the ability to create a bean pie business.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think people have to like, but I think I don't know. I think when people talk about you got to study the word, I don't think they really like they just read over the book real well. But like the process of being spiritual and all that other shit, I think is really failed.
He was like, yeah, you know, bro. He was like, I pray to God. Yeah, what did he say?
This is gonna be good.
So goddamn funny because my face was like, huh? So he was like, yeah, man. I was trying to hit this big lick, and I pray to God he let me hit it.
Wow. That nigga said, I pray to the Lord for for assistance in my illegal activities.
I was like, for sure, bro. That's like the dumbest thing I ever heard. But if you get it,
no, honestly, it'd be a thing. Like, okay, I'm a regular ass civilian, but whenever you watch like movies and shit, it be cold hard killers. Like, okay, fucking John Wick. We watched John Wick murder a city of people, and he got like the Virgin Mary on his back, and it's very religious, and it's like, oh yes, God praise be and like bless over. This nigga murdered 42 people in 20 minutes. That's like, you know, like that's like thou shalt. It's like, bro, I don't even know. I feel like thou shalt not kill probably like burns off the 10 Commandments when it comes to just John Wick. Like it just completely erases the law. This nigga spends an hour and a half murdering an abundance of people, but it's got Jesus on his back. Or you see like, I don't know, I was watching this movie on Netflix and it was like it had like Ryan Reynolds in it and it was like some actiony bullshit.
Oh, with the cars,
and all that fucking shit. The nigga who was the fucking cartel dude was doing the Jesus shit, but like
they always do some Jesus shit.
It's like but like it's like, and them niggas be doing some real like you shot this dog shot this nigga in his pool and his daughter just pulls up. So I'm just saying all that to say, niggas just be using like God air quotations just for whatever the fuck. Like, yeah, I killed him, but like
I pray to God first.
I pray to God, like, you know, like.
So it was a God. So God help me.
Yeah, I just think I don't know. I think people have to kind of like look at who wrote the rule book because you know the current rule book was a bunch of white boys who was like, wow, we want to do some real dirty shit and get away with it. So we're gonna say God is on our side, and really, all you have to do is say, "Oops, my bad." And you're good. Yeah, I'd be like, fucking, you know, my name's King James, and I like, you know, raping shit and murdering people, but
I pray.
I pray.
I pray.
And I just kind of said this God thing is like cool, so fuck it.
I pray like a motherfucker.
I pray like a motherfucker.
I get them words in. I'm for sure going to heaven.
Like I said, I get them.
Yeah.
I get them. Who? Every time I do this fucking
They never hit you with nothing good.
yeah, like I went to check for the little like question thing like usual, but I get one or two good ones, but it just is so many of these. And I guess like how that explore should work. I really haven't figured out how like stories and the question should work, because it'll just be like, you know, pop star such and such a page. You should go listen to,
shit.
Rap Cult 2020, and I'll be like,
And here's the link.
what the fuck are you? What the fuck are you talking
Trying
about?
to get famous.
Yeah, bro, leave me all the way the fuck alone.
That ain't gonna never happen.
Niggas don't never say shit like it's what is this like? Let me know if you need help submitting music. I don't make music. It's just weird ass bots, and it's just I don't know. Instagram makes me very uncomfortable with that shit. I'm trying to interact with people, and I don't know. You niggas are weird. Such and such. Even this shit. Somebody just said this is the best rapper out of Atlanta, and I think made multiple. Oh shit! It's 3 questions with this shit. This motherfucker made multiple fake accounts, 4 fake accounts. This is sick. I'll take that back. 5. There are 5, and I'm not saying your name because fuck you. That's why it's stupid. There are 5 fucking fake accounts to promote some dick noses music, and it's like, you know, like I hope you the best, but
nope, I don't.
Just why? Like, why would you? This is just douchey. Like, you could have just sent this. You could DM this. That and motherfuckers who leave a comment to say DM me. Like, I want you all to stop that shit.
No, they're not gonna stop that.
That shit's terrible. Oh, we got like 5 minutes. Let's see. Oh, I got 3. Oh, these are 3 big ones. Oh, we kind of covered social media in today's society's extra sensitivity. Yeah, fuck the sensitive shit. So, which would you like to hit first? Paying bills, split or no split with your partner, or spitting in the mouth during sex?
Hold on. Hold on. Time out. Bring that back.
So the first, the first topic or potential is paying bills. Should they be split or not split when you're with your partner?
Should be split.
And then the second one is spitting in the mouth during sex. Is that a thing?
It is if you want to. I mean, I don't do it, but if you like it, I don't know, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, like if my partner was like spit in my mouth, I don't think I'd be like nah. I'd be like, all right, you know.
Like what type of spit? Like a little spit?
Yeah, I think that's the question, because
spit,
like if you gotta really like like I'll be like, damn, you nasty as fuck. Like that's because I don't know if that's just spit no more. We're getting more than just saliva. Yeah, like if you just like spit, I'm like, all right, cool. That's just regular saliva. We kissing shit. Like that's really.
I think you're talking about I get the real.
Yeah, like if you're just regular, like a little, like you know, you just spitting. Like that's cool because that's really from here. And y'all. Like that's really like another level. You could rationalize that as another level of kissing because y'all exchange saliva. But if it's like relax. Oh nah, we like relax. You want me to and then in there? Don't do it back. Like yeah, you definitely. You're not looking it back at me.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go home. But I'm not even gonna finish right again. Like I'm not even gonna.
You gonna just spit and leave?
I'm like, yeah, all right. I'm gonna catch you later because this shit was different. It was different. I'm not like I'll do it for you because you like it, but I personally ain't fucking with you no more. You nasty.
I don't know.
You're nasty.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm not fucking with you no more.
This shit is right here. All that's coming from right here.
Yeah, I just would be like, for health reasons, I'm like, phlegm is a lot. Like you just, you know, the consistency also, it's just a lot of. But so yeah, I mean, if you like getting your mouth like spit in or spitting on motherfuckers, then yeah, find a motherfucker that spit on you, and you know, fucking go for it. Drink a lot of water and go fucking nuts, man. Like,
yeah, don't tell nobody y'all doing that though.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. There's power in living in your truth because can't nobody really knock you for it if they go, "Oh, you nasty bitch, you like to get spit in your mouth," and you go, "Yes." Then what they got? What's step 2? Like,
what's step? Nothing.
Exactly. If somebody was like, "Oh my God, TJ, like, can't believe you like suck titties and like put pussies and asses in your mouth. I'd be like, yeah. They'd be like, that's disgusting. And then I'd be like, all right.
That's not coming from the court. I don't know, man. It's almost spitting.
Look, if you just be safe. I don't know what the fucking safety risk is for spit, but just be safe though. And if a motherfucker,
like you getting that from the fucking nose.
yeah,
like,
I mean, I know like logistically, if niggas out here eating ass, like there's no like you can't really like have a barometer for like that spit's nasty. Like you put your mouth on a butt, so like logistically speaking, like you could do whatever the fuck you want.
I guess so.
And I don't know. As far as I don't. Yeah, it all is personal preference, I guess. Because even the other question about
spitting bill.
Yeah, about splitting the bills.
Like what you mean, like rent?
I'm
bill
assuming
like,
it's rent bills, or like going out to.
Why, if it's your partner, why would you not split the bill at one point?
Yeah, I guess like
save more money like that.
Yeah, I guess like whatever. Like I wouldn't let the traditional shit run into us being like fucking poor. Yeah. Like my parents used to do it. Like I remember like my dad used to like. I think he held down like the mortgage and the taxes and whatever the fuck else, and like my mom might run the bills or whatever your split is, like as long as it's comparable to each other, because it makes no sense, I guess, if like because y'all gonna have to split something. Like unless you're fucking with a millionaire nigga, like even if one person runs all the fucking house shit, like the bills, the fucking mortgage, all that other shit, then we gonna want to do shit like go out to eat. So unless if you gonna handle all the other shit, I guess that maybe could work. I don't know. Like I definitely don't think it should be one person's responsibility, but I've never been on that shit in any capacity. Like I feel like even if a motherfucker was a millionaire, there's a difference between being Hove and being like one of these goofy loving hip hop niggas. It's like I can be a millionaire and be with this fucking bum who is draining me, or I could be a fucking billionaire couple because we both are contributing. So I'm of mutual contributions because I just feel like, and it's not even like, I'm a man and she needs like her to keep, but it's like we could do more together.
Y'all both benefit from
I just feel I feel like it's not like no like lazy shit. Like it's like we could do 7 different things, where opposed if it's just me, then we only doing like 4. We'll get to them, but we could do like
travel more and all that.
Yeah, so I think like if y'all both are contributing factors, it's like, oh shit, you just kind of knock out the responsibility shit, and then y'all able to go like, Bill, let's go buy a fucking duplex, and so I can quit my job in the next like 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like just if we both are like putting our shit together, we could own like 3 Chick-fil-A's and a motherfucking like complex, and I could just say we both say fuck a job.
Yeah.
So yeah. Get you somebody who you can split the bill with and spit name out if that's what you into or whatever. Like like you be too spitty paid for motherfuckers. We're just physically convulsing at the idea of a motherfucker like.
I'll do it. I'm gonna have to go ahead and leave you after that. Like I give what you want. I'm a giver. I ain't a taker. I'm gonna give it to you.
First said I'm gonna go ahead and put my pants on, but I'm gonna spit on you.
I'll give you a couple of. Take that. Take that.
Does it? And then, like, I guess, like, does the spit come with? Is it always like the pornos? Like, I almost like.
Oh, them motherfuckers.
Yeah, does it with the commentary? Like, are you like do you spit and like, oh, you filthy bitch, or is it just like are there? Because like you always assume like it's but you realize these kink shits, like there's a big spectrum on these motherfuckers. So
some girls don't really like talking and doing sex.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so you want to assume? So you assume it's like. You filthy fucking bitch, like nasty whore. But what if it's the motherfucker? What if it's the motherfucker walking right out that just wants to get spit on and just live a regular day? Just, would you like cheese or like I'm making these sandwiches? Like that would fuck me up more if it's just a casual spit or spit.
Quiet.
Yeah, like just like I just want you to like we just walking through the house, spit in my face or whatever. That's my shit. Like what?
Yeah, I don't like the quiet girls. I don't like the girls that just want to sit there and breathe.
You sit there and die, bitch. Like what like, the
you just
fuck?
Breathing like, all right, no fun. We ain't had no fun with the words, huh? Yeah,
just you gonna sit here and just fucking not.
Go ahead. That's what's up.
I thoroughly like never ever prepare for You know what? I'm not doing this. I'm doing Damn, it's like a minute left. Like I really always like run up on this shit not being. like the time frame of this. Like it just like 5 o'clock be running up, and I'm like, oh shit, there ain't nothing else to talk about. We ain't got shit to say because we got to cut this shit off. But I'm sure we offended some people, and salute to the God who of unbotheredness. He dropped a song, Omarion did, and that's where we're at with this. We're just gonna not give a shit if you're hurt or feel bad. I want to say we care, but we probably don't. So that's it. That's another episode in the books of Just a Dope Ass Podcast. Follow us, like some shit, enjoy yourselves. Have a good Saturday. Got them vultures trying to get me. My shit be hella loud. Can you hear me? My shit be hella loud. Can you hear me? I throw it in the crowd.